Bro, imagine being in the big old 2025 and starting or thinking about starting an agency. If that's you, I just want to say that you're cooked. And it's not your fault, actually. Maybe you've seen a lot of people telling you to start an agency, right? In this video, I'm going to be able to show you exactly why it's maybe not the best idea for you and why you should kind of maybe stay away from the typical agencies. Now, I'm saying this as my own personal experience and my own thoughts. You can do what you want. If you want to go start an agency, I know guys that have agencies that are making a bunch of money, right? So take this video as you will, right? But I'm just going to give you my personal experience and maybe help you out with the clarity on actually starting an agency, what the actual implications are, right? And I don't want this video to be like, oh yeah, everybody else's business model is bad, just do mine instead. Like I said, it's to bring more clarity and my personal experience having someone who ran an agency or tried an agency for that matter for a year and a half, over a year and a half, right? Why? Again, because like I just said, I was exactly that guy who was confused and thought having a typical SMA that everyone saw online was going to be my seven figure business that was going to bring me all my freedom and everything I wanted from an online business, which was not the case, unfortunately, right? This was my, to show you, this is my agency that I had. It was called Scale Digital. And what I did basically was pretty simple. I was helping, which is still a good offer to this day, right? I don't know why it didn't work. There's multiple factors in that, maybe. I don't know. But I was basically helping business owners being able to run employment ads to be able to get more employees, right? Because we all know finding staff is very, very difficult. I didn't know anybody that was doing this, and it wasn't very talked about. So in my head, it was a good idea. If you want to go try yourself, just go for it if you want, right? And this is me, a young agency owner, doing some PowerPoints or whatever I was doing some cold emails. As you can see, Adam, I was targeting the roofers, stuff like that, and you know, I didn't just do like one or two emails. I probably sent thousands of emails. You can see all my scripts and everything over here, right? So I'm showing you this because it's not like the type of business model where you just try it 1 month or 2 months and then I just put it away. No, I fully dedicated to this, and that's exactly why I'm showing you. I wouldn't show you and tell you it's bad if I just tried it for a month or two, because any business you're not going to be able to see really big, big substantial results in a month or 2 months, right? I had a full VSL, like this was professional, right? And I had a full like presentation that I would show people 10 to 40 plus qualified ready to work candidates every month. That's crazy. That's a crazy offer, right? Back then as well. This was like 2, 3 years ago, right? But this is exactly what happened. I went on 40 plus sales calls. Most guys go on 1 or 2 or 3 sales calls. They don't close and they're like, yeah, it's not for me. I went on 40 plus sales calls without closing anyone, right? Imagine what that does to your mental state, bro. I was not okay. I got ghosted and blocked by my clients. I think maybe it's the fact because I was maybe young or I didn't know what I was talking about. There's multiple factors of why this didn't work. I'm sure I would be able to maybe make this work right now or like more than back then, something like that, right? I was sending hundreds, if not thousands, of cold DMs and emails. I had a hard time reaching the right people that actually made the decisions. And yeah, so that was basically my whole experience. But again, after months and months of work, maybe in this agency and putting a lot of effort, stuff like that, if you send thousands of cold emails and cold DMs, you'll get answers. Maybe if someone who's maybe interested, right? It's just a numbers game at the end of the day, right? I send some clients, but the reality of having a typical agency, and when I mean typical, I'll get into the video in a sec because some our agencies are still very good to start in 2025, and I'm going to be able to get exactly into that if you watch the end of this to the end of this video. But yeah, the reality of having a typical agency hit me, right? I would be treated like a little employee and bossed around. Clients would leave because they wouldn't be patient. It'd be hard to find new clients consistently because that's the problem with having a typical agency. The way you get clients is, I hate the word saturated, but you're reaching out to the same people who are getting pitched every single day. So how do you actually expect to stand out? And I'm gonna get and show you an example of what I used to do, why it didn't work, and stuff like that. But that's the reality. And that's for SMA, that's for short form content, even an AI agency. You want to go to a local business and pitch it that. Maybe it's their first time getting pitched at AI, but bro, that the problem with the type of AI agencies is that nobody knows about what's an AI agency, what that actually could do, right? But if I'm talking about a regular type of service like ads, content, whatever, people are always getting pitched the same thing. So it's very, very hard to find new clients, right? And just having an agency is basically just be treated like an employee at the end of the day, right? Now, if you're like, yeah, I know these are bad and I've tried them or whatever, but what should I do, right? I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do because at the end of the day, man, you can do whatever you want. Well, there's 1,000 people pitching different kind of business models and they all could work if you actually put in the effort, right? So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you're curious about what I did, the business model that I do that worked for me, that isn't your typical agency, if you will, that does make me 20K per month at 20, I will get into it shortly, right? So if you want to stick to the end of this video, I'll be able to show you that. Or if you're not patient, you just want to be like, bro, what do you do? Um, you can watch the video linked on my IG. That's going to be below here. Okay, it's a 25-minute long video that explains pretty much step by step everything you need to know to be able to start my model that I do. Again, not telling you have to. You can do what you want, but I'm just telling you from someone who's tried over 6+ business models, spent a year and a half in the agency, tried every single thing you want to think about. That's the only thing that worked for me. Just saying. So if you want to go check that out, you can, right? But I want to get into, this is the reality for the majority of agencies that you know, this experience, right? Whether it's a short form content, a typical SMMA, or I know like it's becoming popular again now, any AI or web design agency for local businesses, right? I've just given you 3 examples, but I can list you a bunch of other type of agencies, right? The first problem is, like, again, prospects are getting cold DMs every singular day, right? I used to have a friend that used to work in a marketing agency, like a local marketing agency, that had access to one of the Facebooks of the businesses. And I could see every single day they got 15 to 20 cold DMs about people pitching them about website, about content, about ads, whatever it was, right? So even if your offer is really, really good, who's actually going to respond to you and actually take you seriously? No one. So that of a whole is very, very difficult, right? And if you go into this, not only you're going to be able to see some screenshots here of my actual cold DMs to prove that I actually did this for 2023. Okay, this is just a page. I can show you pages of page I could scroll for hours of people at DM. The problem with this is, okay, this is what exactly I would, text them. Hey, is this a good place to have questions to the owner and decision maker, right? That's exactly the text I would send. And even if I sent that, this is not a pitch or anything. Look at the amount of people who not even answered me. Like they didn't even view the message, right? So think about it. You're not even pitching them a service, whatever. You're actually just inquiring about their business, and then they're not even answering you, right? And the thing with this, because my agency was about helping people who are in need of employees, right? I was reaching out to people who actively did a post on Facebook or on the Facebook page in a group or whatever that they needed employees, right? So I knew there was a problem for them, and even after contacting them for that, they didn't even care, right? So that's how fucked the market is about reaching out to these kind of local businesses. You can have the exact issue they have, even there, they're not even interested because they get so many that's just like, oh, he's just like the others and he's not going to deliver and whatever, right? So that's the issue, right? Because you can make some really good offers, you can have a really good service, but the issue stands there. Okay, this is an example of a chat I had. Okay, I asked these questions. Yeah, it's a good place for questions to the owner and decision maker. Yes, that's me. Grace is what about? I would make a 51-second personalized video on exactly how I could get them more employee. And what I pitched, I think, was a free like little call, or I think I pitched like an extra video, stuff like that. And the majority of the times, they just wouldn't even answer me. And sure, like there's a few factors in there. Maybe it was my age, how I talk, whatever. There's a few factors possible. But even then, right, to get completely left on scene is crazy, right? And like I said, I did get a few clients, people who got interested, whatever. But this is what happened for the majority of the DMs I sent, right? And then I even follow up, right? I saw you're still actively hiring because I saw their Facebook post. Let me know if getting more qualified candidates quickly is something you'd be interested in. They don't really care, right? But like having staff for your company is super important. Anyways, I'm not gonna rant about what I did. I'm just to show you the example, right? So this is the problem for a short form content agency, for a typical SMA, for AI or web design agency. Prospects are getting cold DMs every single day. The problem with this is also you can only charge really low monthly returners, mainly depending on the service you do, but you're maybe going to be able to charge 1 to 3K a month max, and keeping those clients is very, very difficult, right? So that's another problem. Complex fulfillment, right? When you're having a lot of clients, it's hard to manage at scale. If you have 20 SMA clients, just managing 2-3 is a headache. Imagine managing 20, right? And then when you also have to do, when you have 20 clients, is be able to hire, but then it's complex, the back and forth with the overseas employees, and they don't do things correctly, and it's just really a headache. It's not even fun, right? And also you're treated, like I said, like an employee, and have to work every single day, always be there for your clients and check everything, text the staff, and bro, it's not fun. People who are making 100K with agencies, like they're there, but like they have to completely separate themselves and really have some really good systems in place, because or else it's like really, really hard to do, right? And the last one, bro, it's not even fun. Like it's great that the technical terms on why the business is not good, everything like that, but it's at the end of the day just not even fun, right? These business owners, usually for these kind of businesses, it's like maybe 40, 50, 60-year-old men. that first of all don't even believe in it, anything that's really online. Really, they have maybe they know about it, but actually putting in place for their business like it's not something they're interested in. That's the first thing. So immediately they think you're annoying, right? They're just a little kid who wants to pitch them on whatever and just trying to get money. But anyways, that's my experience. Like I said, that I had. You're doing cold calls. Like who likes doing cold calls? Like let's be honest here. Like nobody likes doing cold calls. This is terrible, right? Nobody actually wants to have a business to do cold calls all day to get clients. That's terrible. Don't even think about doing that. You're gonna burn yourself, right? And again, if you're doing something like this example, like an AI thing, or you already built their system with AI, or whatever it is, right? It's a bunch of different kind of services and offers people are being pitched nowadays. The problem with these types of business owners is that they're not even aware of the services that you would do for them and the utility of them. So how do you expect them to even understand you in the first place? Even though you explain it perfectly, they're still going to be hesitant because they have no idea it even exists, and some random stranger on the internet is going to tell them. Like it's just weird, right? And it's just not going to work, right? So enough flaming agencies because like I know I'm going a bit hard on them because maybe I had a bad experience. I wasn't able to make it work. That's maybe my fault. Like I said, it's just my personal experience, right? I say all of this, right? But having one of those agencies could work. Like I'm not completely putting them down. Like you could still make it if you'd like, right? But like I said, it's based on my experience in doing them for over a year straight. And also to put a few you guys maybe on the right track when investing time into a business. You're gonna be investing time into a business, maybe some money into a business. It's a lot of your effort and stuff like that. I maybe want to put you guys in the right track if it's maybe not meant for you. If you're listening to this and maybe you're like, oh, agency cold calls, that's for me, go ahead, be my guest, right? But if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, maybe that's not the best, or I tried it, I had similar kind of results, that's why I'm making this video, right? Because the reality is you're probably one of these scenarios, you watching this video, figuring out which business model to start, because I can understand, but there's like 1,000 different business models, and back then there was only like a few, right? But now there's even more, so you're probably even more confused if you're just getting started, right? Maybe you're trying a business model right now but not seeing any results or feeling burnt out like I was. I tried over 6+ business models. This is the reality that not a lot of people talk about online business. It's not just like, oh, you find something, you make a bunch of money, 100K per month, and then you get Porsche, whatever. No, bro, it's years and years and years of trying, right? For the majority of people, for me as well. Maybe you've tried multiple business models and unsure which will actually work out for you, which is also something I was and dealt with. And trust me, it's terrible, right? It feels like you're never gonna make it out, right? You're trying things, not working. It's like it's terrible. I'm just thinking about it. It's really terrible, right? So here are the most important things to look for in a business model. If you want to get into online business models, this is the things to look out for. And this is just general. This is, yes, my personal experience, but overall what you want to look for, right? Again, coming from someone who tried 6+ business models and been 4 years in the online business space. So I've been there for quite some time now. I'm 20 now, but I started at 16, right? And I tried every single thing you probably saw online, right? And not just tried it for like halfly. As you can see, I tried it like legitimately, right? And this is things to look for in a business model. The first thing is a blue ocean market. What a blue ocean market is that it's an industry that doesn't have too much, if you will, competition in it. There's not too much people in it currently, right? Something like SMMA, that's, I hate the word saturated, but unfortunately that's kind of what it is, right? A lot of people are pitching these kind of same business owners, and that's why business owners are not signing with anybody, because they're getting too much DMs, right? You have to find something in a blue ocean market. What's gonna be inside of one is a growing industry, something that you can know in the next few years is going to be growing. A lot of more people are going to be interested in it, so there's going to be a lot more money to be made. That's what you have to look for, right? And this kind of goes into it, but something that has a bit less competition, right? Something like SMA is going to have a lot of competition, a lot of guys doing it. You want to be able to find something that doesn't have too many guys attempting it right now. That's super important as well, right? Which is hard to find, I know, but that's what you're supposed to find. Something that has in-demand help. If someone is actively looking for a specific type of service or help that he can't find elsewhere, that's exactly what you want to focus on. And that's exactly what I've been able to do, and I'll be able to show you that exactly, right? And the thing is with that and being in a blue ocean market is that all the people you see right now who are truly successful that you see online, the majority of them went into a blue ocean market. That's what the majority of them did. It's people that make the money they did, right? That's the reality of things. So make sure if you're looking into online business, you're not exactly sure which one, make sure you go into one of these markets, okay? The next thing, which is not as important, but still important, you want to find something that has multiple compensation methods, meaning when you're putting a lot of effort, your effort and your knowledge in a specific online business can be rewarded a lot. What I mean by that is that if you, let's say, you find someone, and if you help them make a lot of money, they can give you a percentage, right? Something like a rev share, right? Um, that's one of the best models. Yes, also there's models where you can charge high upfront fee. If you're doing an SMA, it's hard to like charge an upfront fee or maybe do like a rev share or whatever. So if you can find a model that can have, yes, available to monthly retainers, you can do higher upfront fees, and you can do rev shares, that's the best because you can play around with which compensation method you want to use based on your knowledge, based on the clients, based on a lot of things, which is the best, right? And like I said, this is how you get the maximum output from your effort from your clients. So make sure, again, to look at multiple compensation methods if possible. And the last one, probably the most important, is a good offer. Having something that kind of ties back to the first thing about having something that's in demand, right? It has to be unique. It can't be the same thing as everybody else. It has to be unique, right? And even if you do, let's say, Facebook ads, everybody does Facebook ads. Even if you're really, really good at Facebook ads, everybody's doing them. So it's like that's the problem in itself. So you have to something to offer something that is really, really unique, right? It has to have direct impact for something to make for someone to make money with it, right? If you're pitching them a service of doing like a few emails here and there, there's no direct correlation of that to making money. And indirectly, yes, but directly, no. So find something that if you're going to help someone out with, they're going to be able to make directly money from it, and then they're going to pay you, right? And also something that has longevity, something you can keep clients forever, not forever, but like for a long time, and the years to come, right? And this is all how you position yourself, right? If you're unique, you can help someone make in need, make good money, they will pay you. It's really as simple as that. So good offer, super, super important. And all these things kind of tie back to what exactly I do. And again, I'm telling you this, you don't have to do anything, but I'm just telling you the model that I do. Maybe if you're interested, you can get more info on it, right? What I do is info consulting, okay? It's allowed me to make this kind of money. So as you can see right here, it's on new payment processor, 20K US in 4 weeks, a 5.5K a day, 2.5K a day, stuff like that. That's my payments if you want to have some proof, because I know it's important nowadays and stuff, right? And what do I basically do? If you go on my other YouTube videos, you're going to be able to find out exactly how it works. But this is just a general thing. I don't want to get too in depth on the business model. I just want to show you exactly why it works for me, right? You basically find experts and knowledgeable people who are really, really good at what they do. And before I get into that, the reason this works is, as you can see, everybody online is selling courses, coaching. We all know this, right? I'm not teaching anything new, right? And everybody's making a lot of money through that. And that's how everybody is making their money that you see online, right? So why not find a way to be able to get in the industry? That's what I thought at the beginning, right? And that's kind of what led me to this business model, if you will, right? So again, going back to the business model I do, which is in this industry, you basically help experts and knowledgeable people are really skilled and good at what they do, right? That's worth a lot of money. And you help them build their own info business, whether it's a course, a coaching program, a mentorship, doesn't matter what it is. You actually help them structure it, build it, sell it, scale it, whatever it is, right? And there's a lot of factors in that you can learn to be able to help out people, right? And those skills, right, of turning someone's knowledge and selling it online and building an info business is extremely valuable. So many people are looking for people like you to be able to help them out with that, right? Because let's say this guy, Dustin, he's a really, really good photographer, and he's not making the money he wants. Maybe as a photographer, he's making 50, 100K a year, but he wants to be able to take this, help others online, and make an extra side income. What he doesn't know is that there are photographers just like him who can make 100K, and you can help him make 100K per month, right? If you do things correctly, and if you help them out with the right systems and the right knowledge that you have to learn, right? That's exactly what it is. And that's what I do, and then you can basically get paid. I got paid 5.5K in a day to show you doing exactly that, right? And again, why is it so good? Because it's in a blue ocean market. The whole coaching courses space, a lot of people, yes, know about it, but it's not at the level that it could be. So it's getting there. So that's why you have to get into it now. There's multiple compensation methods. You can do rev share, yes. You can do a high upfront fee, which I do a lot. You can do a monthly retainer, yes, you can, right? So there's multiple compensation methods. And what's great is that, let's say you help someone make 100K per month, right? Maybe you just charge a higher upfront fee, but then when you help them out make 100K per month, you can ask for a rev share. And that's how you get the most out of each of your clients, right? If you're doing an SMA, you're working with the roofing business, you can charge 2K a month, but that's it. You're not going to be able to get more out of the value you bring to him. So that's the problem. And having a good offer is going to tie back all to this. When you're an info consultant, you're helping them with the whole process. You're not just helping them out build a website, whatever. You're helping out the whole process, which isn't currently very, very valuable, right? So I know I went a bit fast, but I wanted to show you a bit what I meant in this video, right? So if you'd like to know more about this model that I specifically do do whatever you want, right? But again, if you'd like to know more about what I do, I recommend you to go watch this video, right? You can find it on my Instagram or in my YouTube video. So this is the video I'm talking about, how to make 10K per month with info consulting step by step. It's a 25-minute video, like I already talked about. It's going to go step by step how to actually get started. That's going to give you a big idea on exactly if it's something you'd like to get into, if you see yourself getting into it, and if it's something that would be a good fit for you, whatever, right? You can also find on my IG, it's going to be linked below, right? And basically this video will show you how to start from nothing and get to 10K per month with this model, right? Again, it's allowed me to make 20K per month, do nice things, buy the things I want, drive a nice car, all at 20 years old after trying 6+ business models and failing at every single one of them, right? So that's pretty much that. If not, if you don't want to go to watch that video, just have questions about the model or anything like that, about me, whatever, just feel free. Don't be shy. DM me on Instagram for any kind of questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer. That's basically for this video. Do what you want with this information, and I hope to see you in the next one.